All right, fourth graders, we're ready for your Wednesday math buffet. So we are going to look at the factors first. You should have already done this, so you'll be going over your work. The factors of 60. We know if there's more than one pair that it's composite. So we know we have 60 and 1. We have 30 and 2, 20 and 3, 6 and 10. So we have a lot more than just 1, so we know it's composite. For 13, we have 13 times 1, and that is the only factor pair for 13, so that tells us that 13 is prime. On 45, we have 45 times 1. We have 9 times 5. So that is going to be composite. Okay. For the multiplication, here's your answers. 876, 1,349. If you got those right, you can go ahead and skip forward to the main course section. If not, you're going to watch how we go over these. I'm going to do the partial product, the area model again. So here, 70 and 2, 10 and 2. So here we would do 70 times 10. The basic fact is 7 plus 2 zeros. 10 times 2. Basic fact is 2 times 1 plus 1 0. 70 times 2. Basic fact is 7 times 2, which is 14, plus 1 0. 2 times 2 is 4. Then we're going to line all those up. And we're going to add. And we get 800 and... Okay, I apologize. I just realized that I wrote a 2 instead of a 3 here. So this is what not to do. So this would actually become 30, and this would become 6. So then this would become 876. Sorry about that. Okay, here, I'm going to use the box method. We have 6,745 divided by 5. So we'll start out with 5 goes into 6 one time. 5 times 1 is 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. Bring the 1 over. 5 goes into 17 3 times. 5 times 3 is 15. 17 minus 15 is 2. Bring the 2 over. 5 goes into 24 4 times. 5 times 4 is 20. 24 minus 20 is 4. Bring the 4 over. 5 goes into 45 9 times. 5 times 9 is 45, and it comes out even. There's no remainder. All right, turn to the next page. This is measurement benchmarks. So I would like for you to try this whole page on your own and then come back to check your answers when you're done. All right, so let's go over these answers. It says use benchmarks to choose the customary unit you would use to measure each. It says the height of a computer it makes sense to use a foot. The weight of a table. So you're going to come over here and look at which ones of these things measure weight. So we have an ounce or a pound. Those are our options. Okay. Remember, an ounce was the weight of a pencil, and a pound was the weight of a loaf of bread. So for the weight of a table, we're going to use pounds. The length of a semi-truck. So for length, we have inches, feet, yards, or miles. So if you think about a semi-truck, inches would be way too small. It'd take you forever to measure it in inches. Yards might be closer, but I would probably use feet if it were me. Miles is way too long. Number 4, the amount of liquid a bathtub holds. A gallon or a cup. So obviously it holds more than a cup. There's no way to take a bath in a cup of water. So a gallon, okay? Multiple gallons is what it holds. Now this is moving over to metric units, okay? The mass of a grasshopper, okay? So our things that measure mass are grams and kilograms, okay? So for the mass of a grasshopper, I would choose a gram. The grasshopper is not very heavy. Number 6, the amount of liquid a water bottle holds. A liter or a milliliter? It's definitely a liter. Milliliter is much too small. Okay. The length of a soccer field. Centimeters, meters, or kilometers? I would say meters. Remember, a meter is the length of a doorway. It's very comparable to a yard. Okay, so this kind of reminds me of when we talked about a football field. We would measure a football field in yards. So we would measure a soccer field in meters. The length of a pencil. So the length of a pencil, we would use centimeters. Okay, a meter is way too long for a pencil. The mass of a chicken, it says 50 grams or 50 kilograms. So remember, kilograms, if we look back from yesterday, kilogram is a baseball bat. A gram is $1. So do you think a chicken weighs as much as 50 baseball bats? That'd be a big chicken. It should be 50 grams. The length of a car, 12 miles or 12 feet? So if you think about it, a mile, it said it would take you about 20 minutes to walk. So would it take you 20 minutes to walk the length of a car times 12? It should be 12 feet, not 12 miles. The amount of liquid a drinking glass holds. 8 ounces or 8 quarts? It should be 8 ounces. Okay, number 12. What is the better estimate for the mass of a textbook? 1 gram or 1 kilogram? Okay, so remember, a kilogram is the weight of a baseball bat. And a textbook is pretty heavy, so I would say it would be closer to 1 kilogram. Okay, what is the better estimate for the height of a desk? 1 meter or 1 kilometer? Okay, so let's look. Remember that a kilometer or kilometer would take you about 1 mile to walk, or about 10 minutes to walk. And a meter is the length of a doorway. So you're thinking about the height of a desk. So it would be closer to 1 meter. Okay. So the next one says you're going to use the benchmarks to determine the customary and metric units you would use to measure the height of your house. Okay, so for customary, for height or length, we have inches, feet, yards, or miles for the height of your house. So definitely not miles, right? Because that's way too big of a unit. Maybe yards, maybe feet, and definitely not inches, right? Because inches are just so small. So I would say you could do probably either feet or yards for customary. For metric, you could use centimeters, meters, or kilometers. So centimeters, again, would be really, really small. Kilometers would be really, really big. So it takes you 10 minutes to walk a kilometer. So I would say that you would probably want to use meters to measure your house. Okay? All right, you may go play the games on Google Classroom Math. Good job.